¿Cómo estás? And welcome to another edition of the Night Party Podcast, where we leave it all on the cutting room floor. I'm, of course, your illustrious host, Zach Evergreen, and constantly trying to do something different in the beginning so I could differentiate the episodes during editing. And I am, of course, joined with... we got a full house. We got the full clique in here today. I got Mr. Azure.
What's up, everybody? I understood that reference. I went back and watched Point Break.
There you go. And also to, of course, Antonius Montana.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Episode 2 in the Canelo trilogy, we are talking Hot Fuzz.
Woo! Woo! Fuck the police.
Here comes the fuzz. So, now some of you actually went and watched Point Break, and also you've watched Bad Boys 2 as well to go along with this movie. Is that correct?
I watched Point Break. I ran out of time, so I watched a recap of Bad Boys 2, and it's exactly what I remember it to be.
Okay,
so,
and you did.
I watched Point Break. I didn't watch Bad Boys 2 again.
Well, I guess what?
I mean, because obviously Point Break is the better of the two movies.
This is going to be...
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. This... I don't know when this is going to air and congruent with our Fallout series, but we're going to do a special after show of a Point Break review.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
A speed run, if you will.
Speed run.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it in 30 years. You're going to have to try to convince me to rewatch it.
So wait, you're telling me you ain't seen Bad Boys 2?
By the power of Grayskull. Cool. So let's get on with paying some bills, shall we?
Pay the bills.
Caps and Cork, our first sponsor. Caps and Cork on the corner, the borderlands of Vallejo, California, in Napa County and American Canyon. Technically it's Vallejo, but you know what I mean. They have a great micro beer selection. They have hard kombuchas, hard ciders. They have local wines, and they have all your hard alcohol needs. Go to Caps and Cork if you are in the area and you want to pick up something awesome and you don't feel like waiting in line or dealing with pretentious neckbeard dudes, because we don't work there. Yeah,
Sure.
very good spot. And also all of our other Patreons at the $1, $5, and $20 level. Remember, at $1, you get access to all this content early and often and commercial-free besides live reads, including one of our great shows, Midnight Ramen, where we just finalized the taping of our Fallout series review. And it was a lot of drama, and I was glad to be there. And it's good times. And it's kind of like one of the only things where we don't really talk movies. I mean, we talk movies soundtracks and we talk movies, but we don't really get into movies unless we're discussing like what movies we're going to watch next. It's more
General
kind of
nerd shit.
Yeah, just nerd shit. Also, at our $5 level, you get all of our old shelved material that is not safe for work, but too great to delete. And you also get Knife Party After Dark, where you could hang out with us on Discord with me and Nick Neo and whoever's in the studio. The lights are off, but the mics are hot. Speaking of which, I gotta turn on my...
I was like, are we on air? I don't know. I need the sign to
go.
tell me.
Now we're on air. All right.
There you go. And also at our $20 level, Stop the Bike, where you get sweet merchandise. However, this time, because of lack of interest, I'm doing personalized gifts instead of because it would cost too much just to get our members on. So some members that are out of the area might be getting a bottle of wine of their varietal requested, and other members that are in the area got tickets to Opeth.
Yeah.
Which, is there a greater gift I could give you than Opeth on Halloween?
That's going to be pretty sick.
Dude, that's going to be beyond sick.
That's going to be tight.
So what we're thinking is we'll meet up here on the cutting room floor, right? Mm-hmm. Then we'll drive over to Antioch, and then we'll get in his bucket and then go, what do you think?
I thought we were going to Bart in.
Bart?
Who
Yeah.
Who Barts?
Dude, we're old.
Okay, boomer.
No, I like Barting in because nobody needs to be sober for that.
All right, you'll be the sober driver.
We'll discuss this later because
Yeah.
one must
We got
still
time.
get to the area in order to Bart, which would be Concord, which is right next to where he lives. So it's kind of, that is futile.
Fine.
Plus, he's a big boy. He can handle a few brews. And the new cars, they practically drive themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car has drive assist. It knows when you're drunk.
My car doesn't do that.
So
All
anyway,
these lights come on when I go over the line.
exactly. Mine actually corrects the steering wheel if I go over the line.
Mine
like
is just
that.
red and blue. They flash behind me.
You might want to pull over if that happens. Just
I'm like, oh, I
saying.
need to straighten out here.
Speaking of red and blue, we are talking Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
See what I did
baby.
there? It's a little segue.
Smooth transition.
And because this is such a hit with Mr. Jeff Ugly Shoes, he again allowed us to play the Cemetery Surfers on our Cornello Trilogy movies.
Nice.
He allowed me to play it all the time. I just thought it'd be a special little thing I'd do for these.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So let's get into some fun facts. Okay, remember how we were talking about DVDs, zombies, about like how they kind of suck now, and but they don't come with like
If
a lot
you
of cool
can find
stuff.
them.
Yeah, if you can find them. First off, keep buying your DVDs because guess what? There is a movie that is going to be censored, and it's one of my favorite movies.
Which one?
AMC now put up a warning label, and they got a lot of heat for it when you stream the movie Goodfellas. So they're thinking about cutting out the shit entirely.
What?
Yeah, they said it's racially insensitive.
What part?
Like how
The whole movie?
exactly, like how they're betrayed as how the Jewish insults, how the Italians are betrayed, how they,
This is a period piece.
So
Like,
there,
Exactly.
there goes the entire work of Marty Scorsese.
yeah,
Fuck.
right? Like, I'm sorry. Like, he makes it real.
yeah,
And that's how people actually talk.
and it's funny. A lot of the Italians who were old school, he goes, "Hey, that's like what shit like was back. Don't you don't have to defend us? Fuck off." Like,
Yeah.
I love that attitude. Like
They're
you
like, we'll just buy AMC then. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I hope that happens. So buy your physicals, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so I got this is one of the last DVDs I bought at a Blockbuster.
Okay.
Second to last one I bought. The last one I bought was Watchmen, like a year after this. And I remember it was for my birthday present. I got a Blockbuster gift card from my mother-in-law for $30, and I bought this.
Oh, nice.
And it was right when it came out. And just like the Shaun of the Dead DVD, it comes with tons of special features. So you weren't here for the review, but the review for the Shaun came with like alternate endings, outtakes, bloopers, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other, right? And it even came with little comic books of what happened to them when they split up. Well, this Hot Fuzz one, and I was going to rewatch the whole thing. It actually has, you know how today we have X-ray where you could pause the movie and it'll say who's in the scene,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And then it'll tell you fun facts about it. This has that constantly going. It'll go like, fun fact, this was filmed here.
It was
Fun-
like the pioneer of that.
yeah, I swear, and it's the whole movie with just
Yeah.
linear notes, like where and it's really awesome. And then I was gonna do a whole thing about it, but then I'm like, I'm not gonna enjoy it and watch the movie, and I'm gonna rank it lower
Right. 100%.
because it's gonna feel like homework to me. So I watched like a little bit of it, and it is really cool. But you can find it online. It's called like Hot Trivia, or just put Hot Fuzz DVD Extra Trivia, and it should
Okay.
come up. But you could watch the whole, and probably illegally, you could watch the whole movie that way, and it's got subtitles of everything. For instance, there's a scene in Point Break when he's walking down the hallway, right? And the sound of his feet down the hallway is actually used in this movie.
Oh, really?
It's when you see Sergeant Nicholas Angel at the very beginning where it's telling us acolytes.
That's him. Okay.
That is actually the sound of Point Break when they're walking down a hallway. In fact, there's multiple things from Bad Boys 2 in this movie.
Yes.
And Point Break in this movie.
Yeah, after rewatching Point Break and then immediately watching this movie, it's like, okay, little nod here, little subtle things here.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, so very, very cool. So I got a lot of fun facts on this. Minty didn't help me out in this one, but we'll go through some of them. So let's rank it first, and then we'll go over some stuff. So again, it's been weird. I don't know if it's because I've been watching the movies and then looking at the score and just going, that's exactly what I was going to give it. Because remember, just like with this happened with me last week, and this happened with me the week before with you with Lambs.
Right.
I guessed exactly the audience score.
I think on Lambs we both did.
We
that.
both did.
Yeah.
We both guessed it. I guessed the audience score on this, and that's the score I'm going with.
Okay.
So the audience score gave it an 89.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I'm not too far off then.
And the critics, 91.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
That's weird.
It is.
Usually it's a little bit off the other direction.
Usually I would think it would be 89, 91.
Right.
What did you guys give it?
Yeah. What'd you give it, Azor?
Senor Zombies gave it 87.
87. Hot Fuzz, 87.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a B plus.
You're right.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm not trying to like one up you or anything, but I honestly want to give it like a 96.
Wow. Okay.
You really like this movie.
It is a
I
really
do.
good movie.
I like this movie better than Sean.
I like this movie better than Sean too.
I don't. I like Sean way better.
Okay.
So let's see. That would be 1, 2.
Maybe like a 91.
I was gonna say it's a 92. Then I guess.
What did you give it?
I gave it an 89.
You give it 89. Okay.
So I think that this movie is written more clever. Its dialogue is great. Its plot is great. We'll get into that in a second. Just some fun facts, and then we'll actually get into it. And so obviously this is Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost. But you know who steals the show is fucking Timothy Dalton, the guy who plays the grocery store owner.
Yeah.
That
Skinner.
fucker Skinner.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so good in this movie. He's smashed.
There are two roles I would cast him in immediately just based off of watching this. One is a Fallout reference to a certain guy who lives in New Vegas.
Mr. House.
Yes.
He'd be a
Okay.
perfect Mr.
Yeah.
House.
The other one is Andrew Ryan from BioShock, if they ever decide to make that a movie.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. I could see that. Yeah.
I was going to say he would be good as, like, say, Alan Rickman's replacement in a Harry Potter thing. Like, as, like, a Slytherin, like, sorcerer teacher.
Yeah.
He would be good as that, like, oh, Mr. Potter, you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, you rapscallion, you. You know? Because he's, like, weird. He's like, he is, to me, Tim Curry meets Alan Rickman.
Interesting.
Because he's got, like, this Tim Curry charm about him that's so smashing, you know?
But the mustache.
But the mustache and also the dark side, like when he stops smiling, like, okay, shit, sorry. Plus, he's a huge man. Like in real life, he's like something like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah. He's like my size.
He was such a delight to work with on set, and he takes his job super, super seriously. And everyone, like, he was the get when they were making this movie. Like, oh, shit, we got
Really?
Dalton. We got Dalton. Yeah, because this guy is like a respected, known thespian actor. Like he's like or was, you know, at the time, just like how we suck Alan Rickman's cock, they sucked his cock for like the same kind of roles. Or like Anthony Hopkins, how we really liked him.
Yeah.
They liked him instead, like better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was in like a bunch of like BBC TV that we didn't get to watch.
Yeah.
Like he was in episodes of Doctor Who and blah 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 blah.
Right.
So he was like a known for theater and screen kind of guy. This cost a little bit more than Hot Fuzz. So I think Hot Fuzz, I said it was 10.5 mil.
This is Hot Fuzz.
Or, sorry, I meant Sean. My bad. So this was 23.6 mil. Let's see.
Does it say how much it made, though?
I'm looking. I know it didn't do as well. It does not say
it's
what its
very
return
British.
was. It is very
It's still
British.
very British.
Yeah.
But also, this one is definitely for guys only. You can't drag your girlfriend to this and be like, oh, it's a romantic comedy with zombies.
Well, it was originally going to have a third wheel in it. It was going to have
The Swan?
a female love interest. I don't know if her name was Swan. And they decided to cut her out because of two reasons. A, the movie would have been incredibly long.
Yeah.
And B, it ruins the relationship between Frost's character and Peg's character.
It's a buddy cop movie. Well, that would have been
Yeah,
awful.
exactly. Yeah.
And there's even a version of this. It's not like an actual real version, but after every single take scene, like where they were having a moment together, they would do a kiss scene to see if they had insert it. Like around the end of the movie.
That would have been cool.
On the outtakes, it has it all of them. There's like 8 or 9 moments where they kiss.
Wow. That would have been cool after the scene on the street.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Or, the best, most convincing one is when at the grave later on when they got the flowers. He's like,
Oh.
"Are these okay?" And he goes, "They're perfect." you know. So, but so and there's even like a So they said it took away from it, so they wrote her out, and the girl that plays her is, you know, the girl that breaks up there in the beginning. It was supposed to be her coming back later on, and I forgot who that actress was, but my wife pointed out
Blanchett.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett. Thank you, mother, father. Other cameos in here. We were talking about Mr. Lord Sauron. Peter Jackson's in this movie.
Is he?
What character?
He plays the Santa that stabs him in the hand.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? There's also another director that's in here. Not as big, but not like Pete Jackson. But it's one of the dudes that sits down, one of the constables that sits down when he's getting transferred. He just like wanted a request. Speaking of directors.
Yeah, because that is the dude from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what's the next one that comes in? I'm like, what? He was the director in Tropic Thunder.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then of course.
Oh, that's okay.
You know,
yeah, that's where I knew him from.
The stepdad.
Yeah. So there's a few little like cool cameos in this, and even if they're just like fleeting.
Well, did you notice the other like little cameos? Like at the end in the big gunfight in the square, the lady shooting at him is one of the zombies that gets plugged in the head coming into the bar. Yeah. So I'm noticing some of the villagers are some of the zombies from Shaun.
Also, the Andrews. One of them is the dude. You got red on you.
Yeah. So I'm excited to watch At World's End again and see if I recognize zombies / villagers.
You will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Also, too, they did their best to make the bar look similar, even though it doesn't. But they kind of made it aesthetically look similar. I know. But do you know there's a Winchester above the bar?
I thought it was literally the same bar that was in Shaun. They just redecorated it.
It's not, but they made it look like it. But did you notice the dude's got a Winchester?
I didn't notice the Winchester.
During the
it's
shootout.
Like a second.
It's a second. Yeah, you see it above the bar. So
I know he has the Winchester during the shootout where he just starts,
But when he walks in and he's like, for the greater good, you see it above the bar, like where it should be. Mm-hmm. So anyway, there's that, and so there's a lot of little like cool little callbacks to Shaun, kind of going, yeah, it's a trilogy, and obviously the Cornello in this one is blue and not red, which the flavor of this one is, I believe, just chocolate dip vanilla.
It just looked like a chocolate dip vanilla cone to me. So
and the red is, I believe, the chocolate, and then the green is the mint.
And the first one was blue as well.
No, the first one is red, isn't it?
Red, yeah.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's but you actually see the wrapper in this when he's paying for his glasses, when he goes on his revenge mission, you see the foil of the Cornello like wrapped up and it's blue.
Yeah.
And
we actually get to see the whole.
But you get to see the whole cone. Yeah. And then God, what else? So there's a bunch of stuff I'm probably going to like mention later on down the line.
Yeah.
So this got like a big it just didn't catch on, like it didn't become the cultural phenomenon that it should have been, like Shaun did. However, if you like any buddy cop movies or just cop movies in general, dude, this movie is like written for you.
Great.
So well written. Like I think it's written better than Shaun, but it just wasn't well received because, I mean, Shaun came out right at the beginning of the zombie boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, right when George A. Romero
kicked it off. Yeah.
Started doing it again with, and then also Schneider did Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
And then the Walking Dead comics were coming out.
Yep.
It's like everything was pushing towards zombie, and it just right place, right time, but great movie.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this came out, buddy cop movies were dead.
Yeah, like no one was watching.
Thanks, Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, like The Wire was not like out yet, or was it?
I wouldn't blame Martin Lawrence that one. I would definitely
he did like
blame
4 buddy cop movies in a row. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
You know who ruined it though? And I think it was Chris Tucker. I think it was Rush Hour 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Nope, I'm blaming Jet Li.
Blaming Jet Li.
Jet Li.
Yeah.
What, Lethal Weapon 4?
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's a great one.
Because that's when action movies started transitioning away from, two fucking Berettas, jumping through the air and firing at the same time, and into more martial art focused
I love Jet
action
Li.
movies.
I love that Jet Li though, because they're like, we want you to be more like this, and he goes, "Fuck you, I'm going back to Hong Kong. I'm not doing this shit."
Yeah.
Like they try to typecast him. He's like, "No, I'm good. I'll just go do this at home instead, make more money. Fuck you guys. I'm not gonna be." Because he even said like, "I ain't gonna be your dancing Jackie Chan guy. I'm not going to be that guy. Fuck off. I'm like, I take this seriously. I'm not going to be the goofy Asian guy that saves the day and says a line. Anyway.
He was badass in that role, though. God, I love that.
Dude, Jet Li in Lethal Weapon 4 was amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the trailer, and we're just going to get into this movie. Because we already are, right? So, all right, we all love it. We're giving it a 92 collective.
I'm okay with that.
Cool.
Sergeant Nicholas Angel.
That music is also in Point Break.
Combat.
Oh, no, Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2.
And high-speed pursuit. He was so good, they reassigned him.
Right. You've been making us all look bad. There's one thing you haven't taken into account, and that's what the team is going to make of this.
Statistically, Sanford is the safest village in the country.
Now, this big city cop.
You ever fired 2 guns whilst jumping through the air?
No.
You ever fired 1 gun whilst jumping through the air?
No.
Must learn
Is it true that there is a place in a man's head that if you shoot it, it will blow up?
how to think small.
Morning, the swans escaped.
The swans escaped.
Can you describe it to me?
About 2 foot tall.
Yep.
Long, slender neck.
That's just going to scare it.
That's my favorite line in the movie.
Mine too.
Goes on.
Watch this.
A whole lot is about to go down.
3 people have died in a week.
Accidents happen all the time. What makes you think it was murder?
There hasn't been a murder in 20 years. You're saying this wasn't an accident?
Not everyone's a murdering psychopath. It's high time you realize that. You and your monkey. Did he mean me or that? Have you ever wondered why the crime rate is so low, and yet the accident rate is so high?
I'm going to bust this thing wide open.
From the guys who watched every action movie ever made and created Shaun of the Dead.
You never taken a shortcut before?
That was a good callback.
I know, I like that. Especially that.
When the heat is on,
Here come the Fuzz.
you gotta call the Fuzz.
Gunfights, car chases.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hot Fuzz.
Got a mustache.
I know.
So I would be remiss, though, if I didn't talk a little bit about this. We don't have to do a full walkthrough, but here's why. This movie is not, say, like Shaun of the Dead, where everyone and their mother has seen it.
Right.
So the plot of this is this, such as that. Oh, look at this. We have ourselves a guest.
We got a guest?
Just in time, it looks like.
Hello.
Hello.
It's just you.
No, there's somebody here.
Who's here?
We got a troll in our midst.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, don't worry. He'll be there.
There he is.
There he is. What's up, boss? Say what's up.
What's up, boss?
Oh, there he is. Cool. So, yes, we have... What the fuck is this? Oh, I don't know, an ad. Well, at least we don't have to Sweet Caroline it. So we just got done with the trailer. That's the hit some music. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's fuzz out. So,
The premise.
the premise. Nicholas Angel is an overachieving cop. He hides
super cop.
He has the record for chess, judo, fencing, biking, and driving, and like he's marksman, all this other stuff. By the way, that whole scene was actually filmed at like their training center for like the elite cops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so all that was and the cops that you see storming the building and shit, like those were all actually British SAS elite.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you were saying?
Said yeah at the Met.
At the Met.
So, did you watch the version that I had with all the little funny facts in it? Or you just know of this? Oh, cool. Oh, do you have any more fun facts on YouTube?
Just watched the half-hour thing that you wanted me to watch. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
So, yeah, there was a cool documentary called We Made Hot Fuzz.
Okay.
Hold on, is that John Cena?
Yep, someone's calling into the show.
Hold on.
What?
Welcome, caller. You're live on the air.
Hey, welcome, caller. You're live on the air.
Well, I thought I'd seen it all.
Uh,
Just found out that Corey Feldman's going on tour with Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Corey Feldman and Limp Bizkit? What?
Corey Feldman's band is...
Oh, is that at the Pavilion?
Is that the Concord?
The Concord Pavilion.
Yeah!
Are you going?
Hell yeah, I'm going to go see that show.
Oh, Mr. Montana is going to go to that show.
Yeah.
Well, we need a full...
Well, thank you. I just wanted to get the word out, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
Very important news, Limp Bizkit.
And we do need a full report on the show. A full, how were they, Can you please hold up a Lost Boys sign? Because he may or may not play Cry Little Sister if you're lucky.
That would be awesome.
It would be lucky. But, because, sometimes he does themed albums. Yeah, where he'll just play, Anyway, back to the movie.
Back to the movie.
You look disappointed. Do you don't like Corey Feldman's music?
No, Corey Feldman, I didn't know made music. I know he made movies in the 80s, but I didn't know he made music.
Oh, he's been doing music for a while now.
Dude, he's been making music for about 15 years.
Yeah.
He's got 6 CDs out. I'm not kidding.
What even genre? He's touring with Limp Bizkit, so I have no clue.
Do we have to? You know what? Remind me.
Save it for
ramen. Yeah. Remind. Do not let us forget Corey Feldman. Okay.
That'll be the Feld Dog episode.
Neo, we gotta keep Feldman in the noggin. All right.
He's got a lot of space in there. He can do it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's Nickelback, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's like
Wait.
One of it has to use the gray matter.
So yeah. Anyway. He's an overachieving cop, and they're transferring him to Stanford, which has the lowest crime rate in all of England.
It's Sandford?
Sanford. That was real.
That was wet. You need to go white, my guy.
It's a leather chair.
I mean, it helps amplify the sound. So Sanford, yeah. It has the
new
lowest
texture.
crime rate of any other city. It hasn't had one murder in 20 years. And they're sending him there basically just to kind of get
rid of him.
And here he would have nothing to do.
Which is funny, he's like, oh yeah, I'm the head dude of police. I can make people disappear.
But he shows up and just starts being,
Well, the greatest thing about it is he goes, I want to take this higher to the head constable. He goes, you want me to take it higher to the head constable? And the head constable just goes, hello, Nicholas.
Yeah,
how's the hand?
in the doorway.
He goes, how's the hand? And he goes, still a bit stiff. And he goes, yeah, this and that. And he goes, you want me to call the head inspector, the chief inspector? And he goes, yes, I would like to. And then he just slides
He's
in
just
left
right
one.
there, yeah.
The British comedy in this works so well without being too Mr. Beanish.
Yes.
Or like Monty Python.
But it's
smoother.
It's writing that line.
Witty without being silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also too, because British was the first people to kind of implement very PC verbiage in the workplace. They do it here, and it's so fucking funny too. I think we call it manpower and not
staffing and
not manpower because
manpower.
Manpower is a bit sexist, things like that. But then the funny thing is that the girl, this is where he gets transferred to, is got the biggest potty mouth out of everybody.
Out of all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Every joke is an innuendo.
Yeah,
she's an HR nightmare.
Yeah, she is.
Is she though? Is she?
There's a great scene where there's the assistant manager is running at him with a knife. And she picks up a caution wet floor sign and whacks her in the face and goes, nothing but a little girl on girl. Or another great scene where it's one of the guys is going, I told him never to eat late at night when you're drunk. She goes, well, there's nothing wrong with a little midnight gobble. My favorite shit, though, is throughout it. So you have
She has good one-liners.
They're fucking great. You have so when he moves in, right, immediately he takes umbrage with the town, or the town takes umbrage with him. Because the first thing he does is gets a newspaper. First his girlfriend breaks up with him, and then he
dating Bob. She's dating Dave.
Hello. Do you think I would date Dave? Hey there.
They're like all fully covered. You just
Yeah.
see their eyes. She's like, does it look like I would date Bob?
I know.
Like, really?
They're just the same dude, just covered up.
And the greatest thing is he can't turn off, just like she says. He's just, oh, by the way, the window's broken from the outside. They're like, what?
I think the whole he can't turn off really showed in the pub because he's not even assigned to this place yet. Like,
I was just
when
getting
he goes
there,
in,
yeah.
he's like, when do you start? Tomorrow? And it's like, you've already arrested half the town.
Yeah.
It's like he can't just sit there and enjoy a fucking cranberry juice.
The greatest thing is
he has to start fucking with people.
He's reading the paper and he sees a glint in his eye, and it's the reflection of a little kid's braces drinking a beer at a bar. And he makes a face at him, and he's like, "You, when's your birthday?" And he's like, May the 24th of what year? 1967. You're 35 years old.
Get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
And I like the guy. He's like, "What's your birthday?" And he goes, "Blah blah blah." And he goes, "What year?" And he goes, "Every year." Get out. And did you notice when they're filling out paperwork, the guy with the cone on his head, and then it says like height 7'8", and then they take the cone off and he erases it. There's actually on the making of too. I saw there's one where it shows all the perps he arrests.
Yeah.
With their height, weight, and what they were arrested for.
Okay.
And they're really funny.
I'm gonna have to go back through those.
It's on the DVD. It's not on the DVD thing you watch, but it is on the DVD. It's got all the perps.
Okay.
And then also too on the DVD it has. Remember when he's going? This is the most important tool that I've ever been handed as a police officer.
Yeah.
And it's like his book.
The notebook. Yeah.
And he goes, "I use it all the time. It saved my skin more time than I care to share." And he goes, "Oh, I use mine all the time too." And he goes, "Look," and he makes a cartoon book.
Yeah, the flip book. It shows you what was on the other side.
Yeah,
I know. I've seen it when the DVD first came out.
Yeah, on the DVD it goes the other side, and it shows him flip it over, and it's like
it's a naughty thing.
It's the cop shoots the perp and then gets in his car and runs over him multiple times, and it's just hella gory. But
that was an awesome flip book, though.
It was.
Right, yeah.
And I think one of them drew it too. I think it was fucking Wright actually did it. But so yeah, the movie basically is he can't turn off, and he starts noticing there's a couple of quote unquote accidents that seem conveniently advantageous to other people.
Well, to a certain someone specifically that he targets at first.
Exactly. And then turns out the whole town is actually involved in this conspiracy, not for personal gain.
No.
But
for the greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
Crusty jugglers. That's. Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Resident Evil 4.
4 in this. There's a lot,
especially at that council table.
Yeah, Edgar Wright, he loves video games too. So, I mean, it really shows here. But yeah, the
Resident Evil 4 just came out.
Resident Evil 4 came out like what?
05? And this was what, 07?
This is 07.
Yeah, so it's been out for 2 years. Everyone knows it at this point.
Yeah, and it was it was a reason to get a GameCube. So, I mean, at the time, it was a GameCube exclusive. People were buying a GameCube for the Resident Evil remake in this. And, also, like, whatever Pokemon was out. I think it was, I'm not even going to lie.
Brothers.
Nobody bought it for Gale of Darkness. Nobody
No.
bought it.
No, unfortunately. And the Zelda game, I think, wasn't Twilight Princess, was it?
Twilight Princess and Wind Waker.
And Wind Waker was the one that people really liked.
Yeah. Twilight Princess, it's okay.
Yeah, I wanted to like it, and I couldn't.
The furries like it.
Yeah.
Because, you got to turn into a werewolf or some shit?
You got to turn into a wolf, yeah.
But I didn't like it, though. I tried to like it, and I didn't like it.
It was very okay.
It's like when
Top of the middle.
Yes.
It's like Zelda goes like this. You had the OG original Legend of Zelda, arguably the best, which is Link to the Past, and then they had a fall-off period until they came back with the Wii and did Breath of the Wild. I mean...
Wii U, Breath of the Wild, yeah.
But, I mean, there was a few
There
other...
was a couple on
Link's
the
Awakening.
Game Boys or
Link's
whatever.
Awakening was great.
Yeah, those are cool. Like the Time and the Seasons one. And
Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages.
Yeah,
those were good.
Those are actually really good.
Minish Cap was okay. But, for the longest time,
Minish Cap, really?
I liked it.
I didn't think you would like Minish Cap.
I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't put it as like a top.
I wouldn't put it
like
as a top.
good.
But top 10. Top 5. Better than Zelda 2. But, oh, you know what? I'll say this. Better of Ocarina of Time.
What? Ocarina of Time is good, but God, the glazing it gets. People just...
It's one of those, yeah.
I'm like, it's good. It was a good N64 game.
It was N64 going, look what we could do with our graphics, but this is something we could be talking about while eating ramen, speaking of glazing. Let's get back to the movie. So, yeah.
Wait a minute. You glaze with ramen?
So there's a...
Ramen comes with a special glaze.
There's a whole...
Do not eat his pasta.
There's a whole here plot line of what happens, but basically it's the story of Kane from Kung Fu. He comes into town.
Yeah.
Town's perfect. He's an outsider. He sees faults with it, and he exposes the town.
Yeah.
And cleans up the town.
So it's Rambo.
But he decides to stay. No, because Rambo
he doesn't decide to stay.
No, he does not decide. And also, I don't think Rambo solves anything at the end of First Blood.
No,
besides destroying a bunch of shit.
No, he made everything worse.
Yeah, he made it worse. This is. But anyway, now I think what makes this movie so great is
call back to other buddy cop movies.
That, but not in a bad way.
No, it's a great thing.
Like the writing, but yes, you're right. Like there's a great scene where, he goes, "I'll deal with the trolley boy," and he's gonna fight the dude that plays Wolf from Game of Thrones.
The Hound. Yeah.
The Hound. Sorry.
The Hound.
Yarp. That's
yeah.
The Hound. So he's in a fight with him.
He's got a child's mind.
Yeah, he lives up the road with his mom and his sister. Which one? They're the same person.
I just love how he says that while he's eating ice cream. Like, he doesn't even stop eating the ice cream. He's just like, oh, same person. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
They're just in British Alabama.
What about him? He's fuck ugly. Why do you think he's got his hat down? Because he's fuck ugly. Wait a minute. You know him? Yeah. Well, why didn't you say anything before? I couldn't see his face. But when he knocks the dude out, like the trolley car boy, right? Yorp. And then... he picks up his gun and he goes, I knocked him out and threw him in the freezer. And he goes, did you say anything cool? Like ice that guy or time to cool off? And he goes, no. And he goes, ooh,
chill out.
And he goes, but earlier I did throw a toy monkey at him and I said, playtime's over and smashed him with the lily plant. And he goes, you're off the fucking chain, boy. God. Great.
Like the cheesy 80s action movie lines. Like we need more of that in our life.
Dude, I'm telling you, the ones...
No, the John Woo jumping in, both of them at the same time simultaneously, jumping in with two Berettas and firing.
Yeah. I'm surprised there were no doves going across the screen.
They practically do it, though. They do it at the part where he rides in on the horse.
Yeah.
And
they have the pigeons, yeah.
And then he's like taking out shit, and then he gets in a little trouble. So Danny comes and helps him out after Danny thinks he's gone forever, and he throws, and he shoots the dude. He's getting like, he's basically almost captured, but he throws a gun down and it goes off and it shoots him in the foot. The doctor in the foot,
yeah.
And he goes, "You're a doctor, deal with it." and then he throws him the gun and he goes, "Fuck yeah!" And then he puts on the glasses and they go, "Where to next?" And he goes, "I don't know, pub." But it does. There's also the great scene too where they do the Bad Boys 2 scene where they're looking over the shoulder as the helicopter's coming over.
Yeah,
I was ready for him to say the line.
Yeah, but he does say that.
Shit just got real.
The shit just got real. Yeah, they do say that. I didn't know if you noticed because a lot of people weren't a huge fan of number 2. People usually are like me, like they like number 1, number 3, and number 2 can go suck it. But
for Bad Boys?
No. From Die Hard.
Okay. I was going to say, everyone loves Bad Boys 2. That's the good one.
Yeah.
What? Bad Boys 1 is definitely superior to Bad Boys 2.
Is it?
We could take it to cinema court.
I'm going to have to rewatch Bad Boys 1.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Super Cop?
Here's thousands of years ago.
That can't be
It's
stopped.
been a long time, though.
That Super Cop, and then also there's Time Cop. There's if you look when he opens
I'm not
up.
watching Time Cop again.
That was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know, and it was not good.
And it takes place in 1997, and it was filmed in 1992.
Yeah. Well, the far-off future of 1997.
And the future of 1997. Well, I mean, you know who else is guilty of this? Predator 2.
How?
Yeah.
Because it was filmed in 92 and it came out in 97.
Oh.
They're a little off on just a little.
Yeah. I would love that in Time Cop if he comes back and it's like, listen, there's going to be a year in the 90s where everyone's just really fucking obsessed with swing music and then it's going to go away. Everyone's going to be like, you're crazy. That's never going to happen.
You know what I did like, though?
It was a good time.
You know,
Brian Setz Orchestra.
Predator 2 did actually predict one thing.
What?
the hard copy guy. You're
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
hardcore. That was Alex Jones before Alex Jones.
Kind of.
And they started out.
Yeah.
And I think Alex Jones started at 97.
Oh, wow. What if he's ripping off the Predator hard copy guy?
He's just, I could do that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they sound alike. Yeah.
I could say crazy, weird shit online.
Turning into a just giant shit pot.
Well, I mean, but it was a shit pot in the 90s as well. They even depict it in fucking Terminator 2. They see it's a giant shit pot.
Yeah.
Just once, I want Alex Jones to be like, listen, they're turning the frickin' frogs gay, and I want pictures of Spider-Man. I just want him to say that once, please.
What was that from?
He's J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just angrily ranting. I want him to say he wants pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, because he is. All right. I get it. Yeah, you're right. No, I've seen that guy say it now.
There's a reason when they did the whole new J. Jonah Jameson, he's a podcaster. It's like, okay, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
They also make fun of him in, but they actually got Mancow to make fun of him, which is kind of like, that's kind of Mancow making fun of himself.
Who's Mancow?
You don't know who fucking Mancow is?
No.
Yeah, I don't know Mancow.
Mancow was supposed to be a shock jock, kind of like Howard Stern, but yet like Alex Jones, kind of somewhere in between.
But just not popular.
And he's the guy. He was popular, just not here. He was a South shock jock. He was popular in the South.
Okay.
And he kind of got taken over by Bubba the Love Sponge. Remember that guy? Hulk fuck his wife on camera.
What?
You don't remember that? The
No.
Hulk sex tape? Remember that
Yeah,
for
like,
ramen?
I'm going to watch a sex tape from a 90-year-old guy. Okay.
No, it's great because after Hulk's done, he goes, "That was awesome. You're amazing." And Hulk's got a piece on him, dude. Like, Hulk, dude, say what you want about steroids. That man's got like fucking 9
his
inches
balls
of...
are shrank, so it makes the shaft look bigger.
No, I'm telling you, dude, when he's talking about his 32-inch pythons, he's got a 9-inch python somewhere else, man. And I'm talking 9 inches of limp dick. Probably not appropriate for the show. But anyway, so in the Death Wish remake, they have they have Mancow trying to make fun of shock jocks by making fun of Alex Jones. But the fact is, you got Mancow to do it, which is funny because out of everyone, he's probably the most deplorable and stupid. Anyway,
The history of shock jockery, everyone.
Stupid man cows.
Fucking Mancow.
Fucking man bear pig.
Dude, the one of the great things I will say about this movie is that the plot that Nicholas Angel thinks is going down compared to the plot that's actually going down is like one of the funniest twists because his plot actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Because it's like, okay, so Cousin Sissy, Skinner, doesn't like competition, and in fact, remember in the very beginning, in the very first day, he goes, "I'm a slasher and I must be stopped," and he gives away his like plot almost to it, kind of like how in Shaun of the Dead when they sit down and they explain what the movie's going to happen. We're going to go to the two princes, kill their king, and
foreshadowing.
They foreshadow everything in that, and he goes like, "Yes, like you know, they want to ruin the rustic tone of the city by like." Building a motor park and having like, you know, other retail stores and the last piece of person is holding out that land is his sister who owns the flower shop, who ends up falling on her shears. It was an accident. And then you see
very clumsy people there.
Yeah, exactly. And you see everyone who's connected, right? Like the staff, they also drive for the garbage company, so they'd be able to get rid of evidence.
I'm just picturing that picture of Charlie where he's like all freaked out and he's got like the lines drawn between the different pictures. Yeah. He's trying to explain something. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's actually none of that. It's just, you know, they're inconvenient to us.
Yeah. They just want to keep it rustic.
Yeah. They want to keep the small town feel,
and the main
that's
thing,
it. That's the only thing.
And they kill off like the human statue, who's their like grade A number one, and it's funny when you see him dead. He's in the
I'm like, is he dead or is he just a statue? What's going on here?
She's really committed to the bit.
Really, really committed.
And they even killed the children rather than have an arrest record.
Yeah,
which is dark.
It's super dark. Yeah.
I get killing the guy who butchered Romeo and Juliet, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, he butchered William Shakespeare. What? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Justified killing.
And the fact that they made me remember the really bad Leo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet.
Nicole said the same thing. And then,
Why, you don't love me, say that you love me?
No, fuck the Cranberries.
that was the Cardigans.
Yeah,
dick.
that was Cardigans.
Them too.
Cranberries are awesome.
The Cranberries are good.
Yeah.
Sorry. I do apologize to the Cranberries. I didn't mean to do that.
They're not around anymore.
Yeah, no, she died in a bathtub.
Speaking of dark, now to our sponsors.
So, and
Whirlpool.
I wish we had a toaster sponsor right there.
Jacuzzi. The gore scenes in this are done very well.
I think the CGI gore is worse than Sean.
The CGI, if you're talking about the stalagmite scene, yes, that one is bad.
Stalagmite? I'm pretty sure they were not in a cave at any point.
You know what? The church.
Yeah.
The church.
Stalactite, because it's coming from the top, right? Stalagmites come from the bottom. Right?
Okay, yeah, you're right. So, but yeah.
I'll come from any angle if the option's there.
Yeah. I saw a really good meme where it's a girl interviewing a guy, and she goes, "I have three holes to fill," and he goes, "I know." Anyway, or 3 holes available.
Yeah.
Anyway, had to be there. But
yeah, the CGI gore was not markedly improved.
I'm
over
not
Shaun of the
necessarily
Dead.
talking about that over like the shootout scene, the OK Corral scene.
The gunplay was actually really good.
Yeah.
I would see them, shoot a normal amount of times and then
Reload,
reload. I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, for a comedy movie, that's also ripping off 80s buddy cop movies where there was unlimited ammo glitches
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
That was nice to see.
That was cool to see. Also, the fact that the mine is deactivated.
Yeah.
Except for to the end where it makes it even more cheesy but cool in a way.
Yeah, nobody would survive that blast.
I love that.
I was kind of hoping they'd kiss after that.
That was one of the scenes where I think they did film a kiss.
Yeah.
I do like the translations with that guy too, where it has to go 3 ways. He's
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, suppose, yeah, suppose, yeah, I guess, I suppose.
Yeah, because that farmer is the groundskeeper guy in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
With the cat.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Filch, yeah.
I didn't even put that together. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not notice? He looks the same haircut
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh no, I knew that. I'm surprised Zach didn't.
Oh, got it. Well, remember, I only watched half those. I've watched all those movies, but I only watched half of them, if you know what I mean.
Like you got bored and fell asleep?
You got bored and
I wouldn't say sleep.
You did that to that movie?
Yeah,
That's
a lot.
kind of weird, bro.
It's a different time,
It's a
okay?
bunch of kids.
It's 2019. No, not with myself. Not with myself, weirdo. God. Now you're making it really weird. You know my wife listens to this show. Don't make me spell shit out for you. God damn it.
Which position was filled?
Dude,
it's Leviosa.
I invented
And
some.
I'm done.
I did the Slytherin, you know what I mean? The Gryffindor, you know what I mean?
She Hufflepuffed a couple times.
Stop it, Ron, stop. Wingardium Leviosa.
I wasn't watching Sex in the City, God. It's me, Charlotte.
Hi.
I can't say anything.
Why? My tummy hurts. Can we move on? You notice a little Easter egg where the kid at the end, he goes, "What's your name? Aaron? Aaron Andrews?"
Aaron A. Aronson.
Yeah, Aaron A. Aronson. Because that's like the
You
beginning.
want us to go through the whole fucking phone book? Should we start with Aaron A. Aronson?
Yeah, because the names all start with A, and then it turns out that's the kid's name.
Hey, there is actually.
And he goes,
yeah.
"What?" Did you like the Godzilla battle at the end?
That was fantastic.
I
Yes.
love the Godzilla battle.
I wish they would have added Godzilla music. Actually put the dun-na-na, dun-na-na, dun-na-na,
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I thought they should have too, because they were definitely making a Godzilla homage there. Because there's even slow mo fighting in the water is going in slow mo and stuff. and it's like they're literally fighting over the town.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what makes it so great.
One of them could have picked up like a bus and hit the other with
or
it.
picked up a train and looked inside. Like, you know, something like they filmed that joke and cut it. They had to have.
Most likely.
They had
like,
to
hey,
have.
we couldn't get permission from Toho to use the sound. Whatever, leave it out.
Yeah, leave it out. It's too on the nose, you know. Oh, God.
They'll get what we're going for.
Exactly. Let's see. Favorite moments from the movie. Like, what? Okay, let's, like, pick a scene in the movie that's actually really serious that you're like, oh, shit, I'm invested.
I don't know. Serious point I'm invested in? Like, I don't know. Like, one scene that comes to mind is later when they have the shootout in the grocery store, and they're all shooting at the deli counter, and for whatever reason, the deli counter glass is all bulletproof.
I knew you were going to say that, but you don't know how thick that shit is. Have you ever watched a deli counter?
I'm sorry, deli counter versus multiple rifles. The rifles
and shotguns.
and shotguns. After like 50 rounds, the bullets win.
These were English guns.
There were a lot of Italian guns.
That's actually
a lot of Beretta.
Okay, there are a lot of English.
And Benelli.
A lot of English ammo. So they have to stop for tea on the way to their destination. They lose velocity. No, I thought
we don't want to show up unannounced. That would be rude.
I would say the chase scene where he's actually chasing the hooded figure.
Yeah.
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 And they stop for the swan. And
Yeah,
keeps going.
that's great. And then that sets up for the swan trap later on. I was going to say one scene that I actually thought was like really dark was their Resident Evil 4 meeting, right? But not that. It's when he's explaining the plot to Skinner in front of all the cops.
Yeah.
And he goes, with a wound that you got just this very day. And then he goes for the other foot, just this very day. And he goes, how can I be at two places at once? Why don't you check the surveillance photos? And he turns and he gives a look, and there's a picture behind him doing the same fucking look.
Yeah.
Right?
The same face.
But when he's explaining it, you actually see Skinner committing all these murders and such, right? But then later on, during the Resident Evil thing, when they actually explain what really happened, you see all of them, all their characters committing the murders at once. Like, like setting up, like when they're setting up the beans and the da-da-da, you see every one of the members of the NWA. Do you think they chose that on purpose? They had to have known.
Oh,
They had
most
to,
definitely.
They
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
They're all about, like hip-hop
culture. Yeah. I know. Okay, I thought so too. I was just making sure that it wasn't just a coincidence. But the Neighborhood Watch Association, that's so fucking hilarious compared to what like NWA actually stands for. So like the Neighborhood Watch Association is so fucking hilarious. You know, when they wrote that down, they must have laughed for 5 minutes.
Yes.
And just
I
been
feel like that name came up because they were listening to music on like Shuffle, and like an NWA song came up, and they were like, yeah, there we go, perfect.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You know what? Your math checks out because the iPod Shuffle was the number one selling device. And, like, I think it was 06.
Yeah.
Which would be when About This was filming.
Right.
Because I remember everyone and their mother was getting an iPod Shuffle for, like, Christmas or something. Even if you had one. Like people were buying them for each other. It was a cool device.
It was good. Yeah.
It was like, you could just put all your music on here and hit shuffle and go, whoa. Like, yeah, bro.
Didn't like it.
You didn't like it? You don't like a lot of things.
Well, it was Apple. I don't like Apple products.
Well, I'm with you now, but Apple made a better product then than they do now.
That's true.
The Zune was legitimately better.
Oh, remember
Everyone
there is even a fucking joke in Family Guy about that.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh, I noticed you got a Zoom. I got an iPod like everyone else.
Yeah, like everyone else.
I mean, it was cool because you could bring over your iPod and plug it in and like download all my songs, and it was awesome. And then you can there was a way to break it where you could put them all back on. So it was like you were walking around with a theft device. It was great.
Yeah, Zune had that. We could do it wirelessly.
Yeah,
before you could.
Oh, I'm not an Apple guy. I don't have a winner.
You said you were.
I was at the time.
Back in the pod days, not the phone days.
But yeah, also too, you got to thank Apple for what we're doing now because there was no way you had to stream. Well, now you do too, but there was no downloadable version of iPad at the time or podcast at the time. You actually you would go on either a site like Bandcamp
That's why it's called podcast, because you download it
Yes.
to your iPod. Yes.
Well, I call it
understand that.
all on-demand radio, but you can call it whatever you want because this is radio.
Yeah, radio.
Yeah, because you know why?
Yeah.
It's not heavily edited with me going, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's a
Fascist.
sound effect. Fascist, hack.
that little back and forth was great, and then the callback to it.
The callback to it at the end. I love it too. His first off, God, it's like, God damn it, that movie is so fucking cleverly worded. Like, you could tell why it took him so long to film. One of the things that I think that really helped out too is where they filmed at was so far away from like the nearest like metro.
Mm-hmm.
So they all decided to kind of like camp there and live during shooting.
Yeah.
And they became like really close. Well, obviously,
I mean, you're now your own community. So.
yeah. So they all had their trailers kind of like parked like caravans.
Okay.
And instead of, because it was something like crazy, like it was like a 3 or 4 hour drive there and like one way.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
So they're like, fuck it, why don't we just make our trailers and we just camp?
Yeah.
And like, you know, they're still running water and stuff shit here, and we'll save money and we'll be able to do that, and we could like film longer and have like rewrites and script reads and whatever. And I think that's why like the cops actually seem like they have really good chemistry together.
Yeah.
Before we even see them meet them. And also, too, the NWA also seem to have like great rapport with each other.
Right, like they have been doing it for a long time.
They seem like an actual community.
Yeah,
during,
yeah.
like, the town hall meetings.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. They actually seem like community. Oh, and by the way, how funny is it when they're planning evil shit and they're like, so Jerry and Gina decided to name their boys and we're all going to be invited to the christening.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
very Stepford.
yeah, very Stepford.
And then on to murdering or thinking that they murdered Sergeant Angel.
Do you think they're called Stepford like the Stepford wives?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because you know, all of their last names and their first names actually have to do with their character. Like Skinner, obviously Skinner, killer, stabber, kind of
Piss
thing.
taker.
There's Piss Taker.
Cocker.
Yes. There's Tim Messenger is the main writer.
Right, for the newspaper.
Sergeant Angel and
I did not put that together.
Sergeant Angel, Nicholas Angel, and his badge number is 777.
Yep.
Did you notice
He's
that?
like the savior of the town.
Yeah.
Is that lucky numbers or something?
777 is the Christian number.
Yeah, it's the number of God.
It's the
I thought
number
it was
of God.
40.
What? No, 42 is the meaning of life, universe, and everything
No,
in
like-
existence.
I thought that was 8.
I mean, that's the constant like recurring number in the Bible. 40 days, 40 nights, 40 of these fucking things. You know?
7 actually occurs more.
Is it 7?
Seven
Yeah.
is more, yeah. There's even like seventh heaven. There's 7 layers of hell. There's it's
That's
got,
Dante. That's not in the Bible.
Dante is
Actually,
is
yes, it
in the
is
Bible.
old- yeah.
There
It's
are
in the Old
7 layers of hell in the Bible.
There's well, they're all different names, but yeah. So like one's purgatory, one's this, that, one that. It's old versus new.
It's kind of like the Norse mythology. You have this 9 realms and all that.
Yeah, exactly. There's 7 deadly sins, of course. We can go
God
on.
created a 7-day week.
Yeah, and rested on the heavens and the earth in 6 days, rested on the 7th. Yeah, 7 is God's number.
Yeah.
And then
like the 7-headed beast that comes out during Revelation.
there you go. See, you can play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
May not win, but he could play.
And Antonio Staha, that's rare.
I get one every episode, bro.
It's in his writer. It's only 7 pages long. Oh, and Neo is not impressed. He's on his phone. He's like, no, for real.
It's not my fault these two decided to take their time showing back up.
Oh, they were only gone for 7 days. Oh, shit. Oh, no, actually, it was longer than that.
And we've gone too far.
And the show has hit a new low. All right. Well, shit, man. We're about there. Do we have anything to end on Shaun of the Dead before we go into ramen?
I'm pretty sure you mean Hot Fuzz.
God damn it. It's because the fucking music in the background. Do we have anything to enter in the blue level of the Cornello trilogy, Hot Fuzz?
be wary of swans.
Huh? 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 I remember for a while too. I would do that all the time to annoy my wife.
Yeah.
I just go, huh?
I would do it to bosses at work. They're like, "Hey, can you help me?" And somebody would be like, "Huh?"
Swan noise.
It's great. It's great. It's kind of like, and then when you're hanging out with your black friends, you go, "Hey, Earl." Mac Dre, nothing? Okay, never mind. Aha! Hey, Earl.
Yeah, but like with some bass in your voice.
No, that's what they would do. The aha and hey, Earl. The peacock noises. Because in Vallejo, they have a lot of peacocks. See, that's
just
the
at
joke.
Blue Rock Springs.
Dude.
That's where the Zodiac killed people.
Yes. Facts.
We
That's
could
exact-
use somebody like Nicholas Angel for the Zodiac. He would have solved it.
We only have a Nicholas Neo. What?
Not the same caliber.
No.
I get paid near enough.
I heard a funny joke. He goes, Americans are stupid and they don't understand the metric system. I'm like, 9mm, bitch. And I was like, yeah.
And on that note, thank you so very much.
Actually, I'm with it. Let's get out of here, and we will be talking ramen in a second. And if you're not a paid member, I'm sorry you can't afford $1. You must be having a Zoom.
I can still afford $1. I'm broke as shit, but I can still afford $1.
It's funny we're recording this on a Zoom. That's the irony of everything.
That's not a Zoom.
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 It's one letter difference. Anyway.
Several letters. It's U-N-E, not O-O.
Oh, my God.
There's a lot of letters of difference there. It's just the Z,
I thought it was Z-O-O-N.
No.
Well, I don't know.
It's like Dune, but with the Z.
And you have complaints.
I have complaints from who?
About Dune.
Oh, yes, we do. I will break into that following up right now.
But because we're all back, I'm gonna have to welcome you back. All right, because we did miss you, and I was
Montana,
both at the same time.
Okay,
but when you were gone, I watched this video and cried, and I was like, when is Zombies coming back? So, from all of us here at the Ninth Party, we leave it all on the cutting crew. Remember, be ethical to each other and rewind those videotapes.
Please be ethical.
God, I hate Nickelback. No, just this song.
And that's why you are muted. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you soon.
I must have done it 6 times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then.